accounts of the 404B, and that's why against him by any of these women, any of these women. So, that's why today was so important. And we hope, and we believe, and we try to be positive to think that, his conviction, will be vacated. But we don't know. Today, as I said, was not a win, but it was the World Series of Bill Cosby's life today. It was the NBA Finals of his life today. It was the Super Bowl of his life today. And we look forward to him being vindicated. And it was just a eventful day today. It took a lot out of us, but we will not stop fighting until he walks out of that place as a free man.
Absolutely. And that makes total sense. Yeah, I don't think it should be. I don't think you should be able to get just random people with totally different stories. That's like a serial killer. We've all seen like the ID channel. Most serial killers have, a pattern. They don't deviate. And if they do, it's very small. They make something small. But it didn't make sense. There were women who accused him, and there were not even actual sexual acts. It was, oh, he touched me. He bumped up against my butt. It didn't even make sense.
Right.
So
none of it made sense. But Nicole, I put out a video, a promotional video, more than oral arguments, and a lot of media tried to tear it down because of what I said in the video. I talked about current events, and the current events I brought up was the fact that Black men and women being murdered at the hands of a few bad officers, but not all. Unstable and utterly displeasure political system. Talked about the unjust conviction of Bill Cosby, and talked about a pandemic. People said, "Well, it was very strange." No, it wasn't. But all of those current events had one thing in common: they all affected Black people and people of color. So, and since these murders, we've seen Black men and women that handle of a few bad law enforcement officers. They were Black. Okay. Bill Cosby, Black man. Who would ever thought Bill Cosby, with his means of resources, something like this would happen to him? When you look at the political system, the presidential race, they depended on the Black vote. It all affected us. And then you look at this coronavirus and said, well, hey, when it came out, it affected everyone. Then all of a sudden, more Blacks are susceptible to dying and contracting coronavirus. So, we have had, as a race, have had and experienced so many plagues. And this is just one of many of the plagues that people of color have experienced. And fortunately, we believe that, there is fair and balance, and that's why Lady Justice has a blindfold, so she can be impartial. And we hope that these justices will be fair and balanced, and they will be impartial, and they will say, "Hey, let's rule based on the law, not our personal feelings about a person or an individual, but based around the law." And that's what's important.
Absolutely. Shout out to the chat room. We're almost have 400 people in here viewing this. Thank you. Please share, share, share. I'm trying to remain hopeful about this. Is there anything do you see anything that may not like free Mr. Cosby? How do you feel? I mean, as far as the witnesses, what do you think? Because I'm seeing articles and this looks like they're repeating what happened today. But some of these news articles are saying that, how the Pennsylvania Supreme Court seems to not believe the witnesses. So I'm like, is this that tide change? Are we feeling it? But I don't know. We just can't,
Look, you can't, Nicole, what you can't do is read more into it than what you already see.
Right.
But what we cannot do is automatically believe that, we're going to get a win out of this. We're going to get a new trial. His conviction is going to be vacated. Look, we sat, and you were there, okay? Mm-hmm. We sat through countless hours and many days of a trial. Mm-hmm. 2017 and 2018. Mm-hmm. And I could definitely tell you in 2018, even in 2017, and even before a trial had ever started when we had hearings, I can definitely tell you, Nicole, you and I both, and I think we talked about this in countless others, we never saw Bill Cosby being convicted. Mm-hmm. There was no evidence, no proof. There was no DNA evidence. No one took a rape kit. No one ever filed criminal charges against him, sexual charges against Bill Cosby. None of those things had happened. Mm-hmm. So you just never know. Right. Right now, this world is consumed by a change in news cycle every millisecond. Right. It's consumed by social media that dictates, how you're going to respond or who you're going to go after. Mm-hmm. And right now, because of people being so fearful in this industry, in the media industry, of presenting the truth and facts, they just form an opinion. Mm-hmm. And that's journalistic malpractice when you do that. However, we've seen how the media, they could turn people. You could go to bed one night and wake up the next morning and you have an entire community turned against you. So, we can't feed into what we have seen and witnessed on our cell phones. And when we Google and look up articles, we can't rely on that.
Right.
We definitely can't. I would say what we have to do, and I would encourage people to do, look, stay on top of the facts, keep putting the truth and facts out on social media. Need be, contact these justices, emails, whatever you need to do, and say, look, we saw what happened. That's all that we can do. We have to rely on public support and public sentiment. And we have to rely on the fact that our attorney, Jennifer Bungie, she presented a great case, great argument on the behest of Mr. Cosby. And she couldn't have done any better. Think about it. It was one of her and two of them. Right. Now, when you look at the time, she got roughly, I think, on a show I was on earlier with Black Press, we did play-by-play color commentary as it was going on live. Look, she was only given, 20 minutes, maybe 25 minutes. Combined total, the prosecution was given almost 40 minutes.
Yep.
Now these justices seem to be in our corner, but you never know. So
Yeah.
being optimistic. That's
Guys,
all that
don't
we
be
can do, Nicole,
pessimistic.
just
Be optimistic, guys.
hopeful, and just
Stay hopeful.
continue to fight this good fight because it's not over. And if Mr. Cosby conviction gets vacated
It's going to get
in
vacated.
the next 100 days or 150 days, or he's granted a new trial, the fight becomes even harder then. Because tell me, what office will he go back to get his respect?
Right.
That's true.
So,
That's true.
so basically, this will be my last question because I know you got to run. So what would be, so what would happen? Like if they say, yep, this is trash, we're throwing it out. Will he have to go to trial again, or?
Two things. We're asking them to vacate the conviction. We're saying that he had immunity, that criminal charges should have never been filed against him. He had immunity. That's the first thing we're saying. If they decide not to rule that he had immunity and he was given a deal, we're saying that Mr. Cosby is warranted a new trial. If they warrant him a new trial, then we expect Mr. Cosby to get out. We expect him to, it starts over as if nothing had happened. And he will sit at either one of his homes and wait to hear if they're going to bring criminal charges against him and retry this case. He will not have an ankle bracelet on. He would be a free man to roam around freely until charges are brought. And that's all that we can hope for at this time. Those are the two things that we have to hope for.
All right. Well, we are behind you, everyone, the Cosby family, those of us here at Nicole's View. We're hoping for the best. So I just thank you for coming on today, because I know today is probably a jam-packed day for you. So I don't want to keep you any longer.
I just want to show you guys that what Nicole was saying from Nicole's View. But I gotta go because I've got work to do. I will see you guys in a few. I got something to bring to you guys too. Remember Rob's case this week. I'll see you in a few. Got some news.